Hey, curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.
Big podcast today, big one, best one ever. Because our boy, who's been here how long?
It's almost 26 years.
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
What? Shawn Dunn, digital director, leaving us.
Yes. Yes, I am.
We're sad.
And you know what's weird? He says 26 years. I remember intern Shawn in the backyard doing a fighting Irish pose like it was yesterday. I'm that old.
It does feel like just yesterday.
Wow.
And forever ago all at the same time.
Wow. All right, he's all smiles. He's shaven, right?
Yeah.
shaving for the podcast?
I shaved for you guys.
Now, you told me when we were walking in here you had something special to say or ask. I don't know. You have a big going away speech? What do you have?
No.
I'm out.
Remember you told me something?
No, well, my daughter had asked me to ask a question.
Oh, okay. So you want to get right into it? Before he asks that question, remember, this is a podcast that's built around you folks and your questions to us. They're funny, they're goofy, they're sincere, whatever. brownbag@WNEP.com. One word, brownbag@WNEP.com. We put them in here, we put them in the Boss Cops bag. We never know what we're going to get. And we have fun every Friday.
We really do.
But Shawn has a question from his daughter, I guess.
And her question is, who is your favorite person on the podcast today?
Oh.
That's good because she's trying to make you squirm and get uncomfortable.
Oh, man.
And the key there is today.
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 Now, why would it change? Why would it be in flux?
I think it's loaded. I think she's hoping
Yeah,
everyone
she's
just
trying
says me.
Shawn, you have the ability to hit
My
that.
favorite person on the podcast
The bell,
today?
if you hit that, you don't have to
I
answer
mean,
the
I could
question.
say myself, and then I guess that's kind
Did
of...
you find the loophole?
It's
like
not really a
that's like
loophole.
dad
That makes me
out.
seem like a jerk. I don't really have a favorite person on the podcast today.
You really don't?
No, I love all you guys.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Someone
That's
said, who's your
Sam.
favorite?
I'm going to go with Shawn.
Thank you.
You would
Thank
say,
very
if
much.
someone said, who's your favorite, you're going to say Shawn.
I think she's kissing
She's
butt
being
right
Because
now.
now we're definitely
She's being
offended by
kind.
that. Both of us are offended.
You know-
Evelyn's happy.
You know what, Joe? You're my favorite person tonight.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, I'm not offended by that, so it equals out.
It equals out, right?
No, I'm just kidding. It's tough.
it
She's
is.
trying to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She
That's it.
is. She's instigating.
Yep.
So, Shawn, what are you going to do on your last day here? You're going to start picking questions. Maybe there'll be some directed at you, but there's a lot in the Boss Cops bag. There's a lot here. We got to get
Oh,
into
I feel like I have to at least start in the traditional.
Gotta go traditional
I
brown
never
bag.
realized you have hairy arms.
I do have hairy arms.
Now we're going to look at our...
I'm looking at mine, not so hairy.
I
You
have
are,
some.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have some.
It's because it's dark.
Oh my gosh. You have hairy arms.
Well, I just noticed as it went in the bag. Can I say something on the side note?
Go ahead, Wally.
No, I
course.
better not. I
Yes,
stopped.
Come on,
well,
say
now
it.
you have to.
Say it.
All right, so when you enter middle school or high school and you go in the gym scenario and you get to see your friends semi-naked because they're putting on the gym outfit.
Oh, my God.
I
When you get to see your friends.
Well, I never saw. Well,
Semi-naked.
I could not
boy.
believe how hairy one of my friends. I remember being like 12 years old, going, "Oh my God, it's like an ape in front of me." He was so hairy everywhere. Like I'm talking legs, buttocks.
Someone ring the bell.
Just that was because everyone. I don't know. It's the first time you see your friends changing, and I'm like, what?
You just assume everybody's
I just
like
you. When you're 11, 12, you assume everyone's like you. Yeah, but he was. And then we used to call him the Ape Man for a little
Man.
while. Yeah. Then the nicknames come and all that.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
sure years and years of therapy then afterwards.
Yeah. Joey's totally fine now.
I'm glad I picked the Travis question.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
very
Traditional.
fitting.
Yeah.
Hey, morning crew, do you check out of hotels or just walk out?
Oh, what a great question.
I just walk out.
I saw.
Unless I have like charges, I guess.
Yeah, with the little card, what do
even
you
that.
do with?
Sometimes they just have like a box you can drop it in. Or take it with me because I
Yeah.
forget.
So I've done that, but I like to check out. I think it's just to formalize that I'm leaving. Because I feel like if I leave it in the room, that maybe they don't realize I checked out. Maybe they think I'm still sleeping.
I had that anxiety too.
Yeah.
I want to finalize it, but I know you don't have to anymore. It seems like 20 years ago you did, right? You'd
Yeah.
have to go up to the lady at the counter or whatever and say, "I'm checking out, and here's my thing." But now you just leave.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I need to check out. I saw a meme about this just yesterday.
Get out.
That people, I think it's an age thing. The millennials and older think they need to check out, but the Gen Z and the
You're
other
right.
Gen, they can just leave. and everything's fine. I get anxious about that.
I guess it's always like express checkout now. Like they
assume you're not going to
it'll
do
be on like the
anything.
TV. Like, hey, you could just leave unless you have a reason to check out. They tell me. I
Yeah,
can-
if there's an option on the TV, I'll do that. But
Yeah.
I like handing the key to someone.
Yeah, I get
Me too.
anxiety.
Yeah.
I have really bad anxiety. It's just little things like that.
It's
I'm
definitely generational.
Yeah.
You're right, because if I checked out and I was with my 20-something kids, they'd mock me and laugh at me and say, Dad, just leave. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? So you're right. It's
Yeah.
I heard this, and it's not confirmed, that if you leave your key and the right devious person finds your key, they can get your information from it. The card key, I mean. Now, I don't know if that's true.
Oh boy.
Well, I was going to mention too that if you do happen to keep a key, there are some cool apps that you can actually reprogram it to do things like
What?
auto connect you to your Wi-Fi or
No.
turn on lights. If
Are you giving scandalous information out to the public to cheat the system?
They're not illegal apps. You can just, because it has that RFID chip, that you can reprogram them.
Well,
There's
how do you
apps
do
that
it? Do you
can
need a device
reprogram
to reprogram it?
Just your phone.
What?
You can reprogram one of those hotel cards.
And you can make it do different stuff.
Man, next hotel
I
stay.
didn't know that.
I didn't
I
know
may keep one of
that.
those cards.
You,
It's a little
You know what?
nerve-wracking.
You hacker, deviant hacker criminal.
I'm doing too much.
Just
I'm
saying.
That's why he's leaving, folks, because he's
Yeah, if they go to
Yeah.
prison.
Yeah, he's going to prison.
he's going to prison.
Yeah.
Yes,
Going to
no.
hack somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that, but there you go. Good question.
You
Good
learn something
question.
new.
Who's next? Joe?
Oh,
Joe.
I'm going to go from
Joe,
this
yeah.
Boss Cos bag. Boss Cos, by the way, we're waiting for their sponsorship. Give them all this advertisement every week. All right, Michael wants to know, good morning, brown baggers.
Oh.
What makes for a better this is an easy one, I hope.
Okay.
What makes for a better 3-day weekend? Friday off or Monday off? Mike from Jim Thorpe. Come on. Is that even
Monday.
disputable?
Yeah, I'm going
Monday
to say
off.
Monday.
Monday.
I love going to work on Friday. You already
Me
got the
too.
Friday. I feel bad for people who take off Friday.
Yeah.
Like you're wasting it.
'Cause
Monday, for sure.
I get the Sunday scaries.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
That's why I take every Monday off.
It's
Well,
so
when
nice
I can.
having. I have this Monday off. I'm excited.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
And it's better to be here on a Friday. Because it's
It is.
Friday.
Everyone's in a great mood.
Yes.
Monday, everyone's miserable.
And I have bad news. I'm taking off next Friday.
Me too.
And Kerry is too, because we're both going to a concert at the Mohegan
Yes.
Outdoor Pottery in the patio.
Yeah.
And we have to take out Friday.
Oh,
And it's I feel like I'm wasting that Friday
but you know,
because we have to stay up late and party Thursday night.
it is what it is.
You have to stay up late and party.
Well, we're not going to come to work at 3 in the morning if we're out partying at the casino. Come on.
I mean,
Plus Fridays you get to do this, so that's fun.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't anymore forever.
True.
Gone.
You
He's
can still
gone
call in.
forever.
You can still call
Gone.
in, if you wanted to.
submit questions.
Yeah, I'll start submitting questions.
Yeah. Inappropriate.
Steal our
Don't bring her
hotel room, submit questions.
Yes.
You're going to be a devious guy.
From prison.
From prison.
Okay. So this question is from Dutch in Dewshore.
Wait. Stop right there.
no,
Stop right there.
Interesting.
Stop.
Your dog's
Interesting.
name
Your dog?
is Dutch.
This has to be
How could you
from-
let that go?
I didn't send it
I
in.
know, but didn't that make you emotional? Like, don't you think of
Oh,
little
that's
Dutchy
from-
now?
oh,
I'm picturing his little paws typing.
Oh, that email, is that Darren?
It is
Oh,
Darren.
It really is?
It is.
Oh, and he's saying Dutch for a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is serious. Oh, did you know? Wait.
And she
is
happened
this
to pull
set
it
up?
too.
No,
No,
it's not.
You
I just
randomly-
randomly picked it.
And it's really from your boyfriend?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh my
yes.
goodness, right on. I can't
Right
believe
on.
this.
Oh, no.
Esteemed journalist, under any circumstances, can French fries be considered a gourmet delicacy?
Kerry,
Recently, the debate has been risen
messing with
that simultaneous application of both cheese and buffalo wing sauce to French fries reclassifies them as gourmet. Thank you for your attention to this. You know what?
Is this a fight you guys just had?
Yeah.
didn't deserve-
I said, we were at Knoebels and we had these French fries, and I said, wow. We both agreed that they were amazing, and I said, these are like gourmet. This is like gourmet food.
And he didn't like
he's
that.
like, you think those French fries are gourmet?
Just because.
And I said, they're like gourmet French fries.
That's funny.
I think French fries can be gourmet.
But you didn't know he was going to send this.
No.
Okay, so this is
I
a
don't
good
think
discussion.
buffalo fries would be gourmet. It
You've
would be
never had these
no,
fries,
but I
Shawn.
mean, in terms of what gourmet,
Right.
in terms of what gourmet is,
I'm gonna look it
they're
up.
elevated, and
Like
but I would
maybe-
gourmet would have to have like
Truffle oil or,
shaved truffles
yeah,
and
all
like
that stuff.
fancy
well, maybe
stuff
they
on them
did. They had fancy stuff
to be
on
gourmet.
them.
I would say they're elevated, and I wouldn't say they're not delicious, but
Maybe it was a fancy buffalo
I guess by
sauce.
definition they wouldn't be gourmet.
He's stirring the pot.
He is
What
stirring the
makes
pot.
something gourmet? And it's got to be a French-derived word. I'm looking it up too.
What makes something gourmet?
Yeah, and why is it even a thing? You know, that's what, like,
Well, and that's the other problem.
because he's like
is
a
it just
regular guy like me,
pretentious
and he
people.
doesn't want pretentious gourmet anything, right?
Fine
Right.
food and drink, an expert judge of food or products of high
accomplished
quality
drink,
and
eating
special preparation.
Large gourmet, an expert of connoisseur food, refined, delicate.
Made with high quality or rare ingredients.
Well,
I guarantee it's a
So,
French word. Could you?
Buffalo chicken, not necessarily a rare ingredient,
thanks, Shawn.
but it could be high quality.
Thanks, Dutch Indusure.
So certain things can't be gourmet, I would guess. What if you start out with like a lowly potato, which is what he's saying? Could it ever become elevated
Sure.
to gourmet?
Yeah, because you can include rare ingredients
Like
with
lobster
the
or
potato,
truffles
right?
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Or,
you could
yeah.
make it gourmet.
Shredded brie. I'm glad Mindy's on
Gold
here because
flakes.
she's gourmet everything.
She is.
You have
She's-
to admit.
She's bougie.
She is.
It's whatever's gourmet to you.
That's what I mean. It's all a construct.
It's gourmet to me.
Well, there you go.
Then they're gourmet.
And
There we
You
go.
just
they're
won
gourmet.
the argument.
My palate may not be the same as the gourmet judges out there.
Counter argument:
But
Could you
for
ever
Dish
actually
Shore,
have
you're
gourmet
fancy.
food in a theme park? Or a,
What
an
if you
amusement
had-
park?
It was gourmet for a theme park. I thought it was classy, high class
She's
for a
fired
theme
up.
park. It what? You know
She
what?
need the bell.
We had a
don't know.
long debate about this.
Gourmet,
Next question.
Gourmet could be selected dung beetle legs from the hinterland of the French Alps.
Yes.
And that could be gourmet.
Right. But it doesn't necessarily make it more delicious than the buffalo
No,
chicken
Right.
fries
It's,
at
it's
Knoebels.
something. So I tip
Right.
to me.
It doesn't make it better. It just
No, but to me,
Makes it
it's
gourmet.
classic pretentiousness.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
People do that
100%.
stuff. So just gourmet is stupid.
Just-
Carrie, did I offend you? I don't know.
No, not at all.
Do you like dung beetle legs?
You know, I try to. I gave up on them for Lent.
Okay,
You
good.
know,
They look
like
delicious,
a
don't
million
they?
years ago. Yeah, they're just crunchy. Once once they hit the lips, it's like, oh, makes me salivate. All right. Oh, Nikki, this is you. All right. This is question for Nikki.
Oh boy.
For Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
Who's it from? We've got to say.
This is from Jocelyn and Kingsley.
Okay.
All right, Nikki. I think it's great how versatile you are being a reporter and then sometimes transitioning to an anchor when your colleagues are out. Which one do you prefer, like more? If you had your choice, which do you enjoy more?
You just
I
asked
was
me
just saying,
that.
I asked her that this morning because
did.
here you are, and you said,
I like them both equal. And I like the fact that I get to do a variety because I like being out in the community in the morning show talking to people and promoting events. But then sometimes, like today, it's really nice just to be here and not have to go anywhere and do things like this. I genuinely like them equally.
It's nice to have a change of
I
pace.
like the
too.
variety.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize who have never done anything like this. Maybe they're not a performer, a journalist, a teacher. If you don't have to interact with people, they don't realize how stressful it is to have to be on.
Yeah.
So when you go to all these live shots, here comes Nikki. She's got to turn it on. She's got to be extra polite. She's got to interact with people. That's stressful.
If I'm having a bad day, a bad morning, and I'm kind of snippy with someone, they're going to have that impression of me, and they're going to
Yeah.
tell their friends, "Oh, Nikki cries.
Yeah.
She's."
So you always have
She's a
to be.
diva.
you always have to be on.
But when you're here, you don't have to be.
No.
It's just us.
Yeah.
So there's less stress with that. But then this gets old, so you can't win.
And I was talking to Mindy about it, and she was saying, because she did a story at the telethon, she did a reporter story. And I said, Mindy, that's a really good story. And she goes, yeah, I was once a good reporter, but I never do stories anymore. And, you know, I think she kind of misses that in a way. So it's nice the variety that I get
Yeah.
on this shift.
It seems like in this business, and I don't know your business, reporters elevate themselves to anchors. And why is that, though? It's like, oh, I'm going to be this. Why can't a reporter be considered better than an anchor
I
in
think
terms of the hierarchy of the business?
with the anchors, it's more TV time. And you're
so it's
on camera more.
narcissism, you think? Look at Kerry, she's saying yes.
Well, I mean, that some people really love to be in that spotlight like all the time. Whereas a reporter, you know, you like to go out and about and be here and there, and then, you know, I like to just. I like to do a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? Because I get bored.
What would be better than, so you go from reporter?
Well,
to then anchor.
I
Then what's
started-
next?
but here's-
Management?
Well, yeah. Who wants to manage? I don't want to be a
Urinal
manager.
I don't want to manage.
No, but I started as a producer because I love writing.
Oh,
right?
producer anchor.
Right,
Producer reporter anchor.
But then I also enjoy performing and writing, so I wanted to do reporting and then anchoring. And I thought, oh, I guess that's the next step. You know what I mean? But I can't sit still all the time, so I don't like to just sit there and read all the time. I like to get out and be like Nikki, like getting out and meeting people and getting out in the public. So
And then maybe next, actor, politician, president, mob boss, whatever.
Mob boss.
Is this the
It's a
higher?
pretty common
gourmet
transition.
foodie.
News anchor to mob boss.
Yeah, I think
Happens all
that's
the
every
time.
critic, right?
Where does it end? Emperor of the universe.
Yeah, you know.
Where does it end, Shawn?
It ends with me picking another
Okay.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, change the topic,
It
please.
seems like, I don't know. Are you forlorn today? Your last day as a?
My forlorn?
Yeah.
No.
No. You like Lorne Michaels?
I'm pro Lorne Michael.
Okay. You're not forlorn. all
Not
right.
forlorn. I'm pro Lorne. This is from Brian from Kraskow. Since the morning crew seems to be germaphobes, how do you handle going to the dentist? My experience is that the hygienist gloves up, cleans the teeth, moves the light, handles tools. When done, the dentist gloves up, moves the light, grabs some tools, and does the checkup.
It's your question. What do you think?
I don't really think about
Are
it.
you? Well, first of all, that's a presumption that I don't agree with. I'm not a germaphobe at all.
I'm not necessarily a germaphobe, but I don't know that anything they're doing in that office, it's not like they're like, they drop the, tool on the floor and they're like 5-second rule and then they go back in their mouth. That might be a problem, but
Yeah.
I think
everything
I hate
seems
to say
pretty
this,
sterile there.
I think there's a gender thing here. It seems like the ladies are more germophobic than most guys. Like I'll eat anything, I'll pick things off the ground, I'll not wash my hands, and I don't care.
I'm a germaphobe.
I'm not wearing a mask. I don't care. But you ladies seem to be, according to my lifestyle, and offended by my actions.
It all depends on, if I drop something like, a piece of good food on the floor and it's clean, I may do the 5-second rule. But I'm not saying I do it all the time, but
So
I
there is
have.
no
But I
5-second rule.
have.
Science has disproven that.
You have to talk into this.
And by the way,
Oh,
Just letting you know.
but I have this. I don't know.
But it's for the podcast.
Oh, so okay, gotcha.
so there is no 5-second rule. When you drop something on the floor, it may land on some bacteria that were already there. But as soon as you put it in your mouth, your gut acids are going to kill it. There's nothing wrong with eating something off the floor.
Yeah.
If you go back just a
Or
few
you
hundred,
drop one of your gourmet fries
Yes,
on the
yes.
Your last
It's
on the
gourmet
nothing's
table.
gonna
fry.
happen.
Even on the table,
The
would
last
you eat
gourmet
it off
fry.
the table?
you go back
Yeah.
to the 1700s. The things people did then would gross every human being out now, and they did fine. We're okay.
Their life expectancy was like 22 years
But it
old.
wasn't from eating
Germs.
food
I've never
and
had a
back to
fear of
plague.
anything at the dentist. I like going to the dentist.
Me
You never
neither. I
got
have no
creeped
problem.
out by anything at the
No.
dentist that they were like,
I
doing?
always thought it was really clean there. Maybe my dentist's office
Yeah.
is just very clean. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Brian needs a new dentist.
Yeah.
I have a better example for you. What do you think you're any different from your dog scientifically? You're not. I hate to tell you, you're just another mammal. Think of all the things your dog does.
Yeah.
It eats stuff off the floor. It licks other dogs' rear end. It does. We're just mammals.
And then
We're
licks your
animals.
face.
Yeah, it's okay. Your dog's not getting sick all the time. No, we're just animals. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, trust
Okay.
me.
Okay.
I do wash my hands though.
Okay.
No, I do too.
All the time. It's my turn.
Yeah.
Although I've seen Shawn come out of the urinal and not wash his hands. I will say that, and I was
all
offended.
the time.
by-
And I make sure I let everyone know it. too.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
by the way, I didn't wash my hands, and there's nothing you can do about it.
All right, dear Joe and gang, that's you guys. Here we go. In your opinion, are people who use e-bikes cheating? This is the perfect question
this
for
is
me.
perfect,
Would you
Joe.
ever use one? I am offended by e-bikes, deeply offended in every way by e-bikes. But the other side of that is there's a lot of people who have conditions, older, disabled in some way, and if getting out on a bike with electric assist helps you, good for you. But that's not the reason I bike. I think some people bike for transportation. I don't do it for transportation. I do it for a workout and to overcome all the obstacles in life. So I want to get a good workout. I don't want anything to help me. So
I get-
e-bikes
I get most
have no...
bummed when I see, like, 12-year-old kids
On e-bikes.
on e-bikes.
You know, they're zipping up and
And
down.
I'm like,
What are you doing?
ride a bike.
Ride a bike.
I saw a kid on an actual bike climbing the hill by my house, which I've seen kids on e-bikes, and it's hilly. I'm like, I get it. If you want to get around, it's hilly, it's hard. I saw a kid on a real bike, and I almost wanted to say something like, good for you, being on a real bike.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, I have fellow biker friends who say it'll change your life because instead of doing 10 or 20 miles on a mountain bike, you can now do 30, 40 miles, and they love how they can go farther and faster. But that's not why I ride. I ride for a workout.
Yeah.
And I rather do a mile on my own if I'm 100 years old than an e-bike assist to do 10, 20, 30 miles. And the other thing, all right, picture someone at the gym. They're working out there, and they're bench pressing. They're under the weights. But it's electric assist bench press. Wouldn't you be
What's
like,
the point?
what's
Yeah.
the point?
You're just holding on.
Yeah,
while
you're
it does
holding
all
on
the
and the
work.
electric assist is lifting up. So that's not why I use a bike, but for other people it's different. I will never use an e-bike, and they are my dying words.
I mean, I probably wouldn't use one either, but if somebody else wants to use one, it's fine.
No, this is just
Yeah.
me. As a matter of fact, my wife said, why don't we get an e-bike for her so we can bike together?
Ah.
She said, then I'll be able to
That
catch
makes
up with you.
sense. Very
And I
good.
said, yeah,
See, that's
maybe.
a good idea.
Yeah, so maybe we'll
There's
do
some
that.
practical uses for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep. But no, I'm anti. He got me all fired up now. My blood pressure's up.
Uh-oh.
Would you check it? You have the cuff? He's checking my pulse, all right. I can't believe your boyfriend happened to submit a question. You pick it.
He submitted a couple of questions, and he did a while back after Mindy's daughter's party. That one must have been more recent.
Is this
though.
passive-aggressive French fry stuff?
No, it's all in fun.
I know, he's awesome. I'm kidding.
All right, this is from Vaughn B.
Does he eat food off the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he's one of me. He's a caveman. It's okay.
I know, you guys are very similar. It's kind of scary.
I love him.
Vaughn B says, it would be interesting for your wife to be on Mr. Curiosity
Oh
with you.
boy, oh boy, oh boy. You're making me nervous.
Your blood pressure is already... I would like to see
No,
Dawn
she'd be
on
great. I
Mr.
can't. She's
Curiosity.
great.
What if the loofah question came up?
I know!
Oh, wait, I forgot.
You'd finally, it would blow up your spot, and she'd finally learn that you've been using the loofah this whole time.
Please not mention that. In case she doesn't know about the loofah thing. No, she'd be great here. She would never come in the morning to do this, but she'd be great. She'd put me in my place, and it'd be funny.
It'd be
Yeah,
funny.
it'd be hilarious.
It'd
She's
be
awesome.
fun.
All right.
I get along with her more than you realize. I pick on her only for a joke. We have a great relationship.
Okay.
But just don't tell her about the loofah thing. She really doesn't know.
All right, this is from Randall. Why is the brown bag upside down? Shouldn't the fringe be on top, not on the bottom?
Thank you, Randall. That always bothered me too.
It always bothered me too, but why did he do it like that? The person who created this
Could have
thing?
easily been
It could have,
done the
yeah.
other way. Maybe
Yeah.
they didn't.
Oh
want
no, because when you
somebody
put a bag over your head, the ragged side is on the bottom.
Oh, that's right. Because that when you did the real brown. See, it all started with the real
Thank
brown
you.
bag. that
See,
you
we're
put
going way
over
back.
it, yeah.
Back in the
Oh,
day,
mind
I would
blown.
put a
That's
bag
right.
on my head and pick out questions, and then someone made this to look like the bag on your head.
That's right.
Okay.
So that's why it's this way.
That goes back maybe what 25 years when I started.
Only
No,
a
I'm kidding.
veteran who is retiring would know that, and
It
that's
does feel like retirement. I've been here so long.
if you were a state worker, this would be the end. But you're
Right?
just moving on
I'm
to a
just
different
moving on.
job.
Second half.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to answer another one with you. It has to be.
Really,
It's all
it has to be
Shawn now.
quick. Yeah.
I'll quick do a
We can
boss
do it.
guys
How
one.
much
Let's see
time
what
do we have
got.
here?
Oh man,
Not
it's so
long.
long.
Only 30 seconds.
You can do it 30. Sean, goodbye. I can
about-
give you a massage while you
Yeah,
Here,
answer
let's
this.
how
say
about
goodbye.
this?
Let's say goodbye.
Oh, we have another minute.
Your favorite
Oh,
memory.
there's another minute.
Yeah, how about we
Oh
do
my
favorite memories
What is
and all
your
that
favorite
stuff?
memory from WNEP?
Today doing this.
No,
Liar.
don't be serious.
No,
My
serious.
favorite memory.
Think of all the people you've seen.
I one of the things I used to always love is like the big community events, the like home and backyard expos,
The
and
expos,
KOL
yeah,
expos.
they were great.
Those are amazing. Like the amount of people like really made you proud. How many people showed up?
Yeah, into the
Yeah.
community, and we get that now with the bike ride too.
Yeah.
It's one of the few things remaining. But I'm gonna miss you, brother. They're
Thanks.
gonna miss you,
Gonna
no
miss you.
joke.
Thank you.
And because you were the digital director, and we don't have a replacement for him yet, everything's gonna go astray. This may not even get on
Let's
the
hope
air
not.
again.
No.
No, I'll put this one
Podcast
out.
is gonna end.
This will be my
Everything's
last
gonna
duty.
crumble, and this is just gonna be a ghost town of weeds and fallen ceiling tiles.
It'll be fine.
It will.
We'll miss you, Shawn.
We'll miss
Thank you.
And you know what? Let's have some French fries.
Gourmet.
Gourmet
Gourmet.
French fries, but they gotta have the buffalo sauce.
I think I have some Red Hot in here. in
And
the
if they
fridge
fall on the
somewhere.
ground, I'm
We'll-
still
We'll
gonna
be right
pick them
back.
up and eat them.
Why not?